Shahed drone strikes Britain's Royal Air Force Base in Cyprus, the first attack on Akrotiri since 1986. The Middle East's war has crossed a new frontier, and Cyprus has one urgent message for the world. We are not part of this. Overnight, the conflict reached European soil, or at least European-linked territory, as Britain's Royal Air Force Base at Akrotiri in Cyprus was struck by a suspected Iranian drone. Personnel at the base were informed that a small drone had impacted the airfield and that the base's authorities were responding. There were no casualties as a result of the strike, but minor damage was caused. The drone is said to have been a Shahed-136, a one-way attack drone which has been used regularly by the Russian military for strikes in the Ukraine war. A number of British planes left the base shortly after the blast, including at least 2 fighter jets and 1 support aircraft. The attack marks the first on the base since a 1986 rocket strike by Libyan militants. Cyprus President Nikos Christodoulides was quick to respond, stressing that his country is not a party to the conflict.
At 12:03 midnight, a Shahed-type drone approached the military installations inside the British base in Akrotiri, causing minor damages. We find ourselves in a region of particular geopolitical instability, with a lot of challenges and problems which is experiencing an unprecedented crisis. I want to be clear, our country is not participating in any way, and does not intend to be part of any military operation. We remain committed to the humanitarian role we have served throughout this time, always as part of the solution and not the problem.
Christodoulides also said that British Prime Minister Keir Starmer had confirmed to him clearly and unequivocally that Cyprus was not a target, adding that all relevant authorities are fully engaged and monitoring developments closely. Christodoulides also held calls with the heads of the European Council and the European Commission, as well as the leaders of France, Italy, Lebanon, and Qatar. The Akrotiri base remains British sovereign territory and plays a central role in supporting regional military operations. Tonight, it finds itself on the front line of a rapidly expanding conflict.
US President Donald Trump has vowed to continue the righteous mission against Iran, that combat operations, until all of Washington's objectives are achieved, adding there will likely be more US troop deaths in the process.
Combat operations continue at this time in full force, and they will continue until all of our objectives are achieved. We have very strong objectives. They could have done something 2 weeks ago, but they just couldn't get there.
Speaking in a video posted to his Truth Social account on Sunday, Trump again framed the war against Iran as a response to an existential threat to the US.
An Iranian regime armed with long-range missiles and nuclear weapons would be a dire threat to every American. We cannot allow a nation that raises terrorist armies to possess such weapons, would allow them to extort the world to their evil will.
Trump and his top officials had repeatedly made similar statements in the run-up to February 28th attacks, which killed Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei and several high-ranking members of the country's leadership. Tehran has long denied seeking such a weapon, with experts assessing that if it did seek nuclear weapons, the development would still be several years off. Meanwhile, the US command that oversees the Middle East, CENTCOM, announced the killing of the 3 members of the US military earlier on Sunday. It said 5 others were seriously wounded in the operation. Trump also referenced the 3 US military personnel confirmed killed on Sunday amid Iran's regional retaliation.
Earlier today, CENTCOM shared the news that 3 US military service members have been killed in action. As one nation, we grieve for the true American patriots who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation, even as we continue the righteous mission for which they gave their lives. We pray for the full recovery of the wounded and send our immense love and eternal gratitude to the families of the fallen. And sadly, there will likely be more. before it ends. That's the way it is. But America will avenge their deaths and deliver the most punishing blow to the terrorists who have waged war against basically civilization. They have waged war against civilization itself.
The speech marked a stark contrast to several interviews Trump had given throughout the day, in which he appeared to float diplomatic off-ramps. The US president also said that America had destroyed and sunk 9 Iranian naval ships, some of them relatively large and important.
Have you seen anything like it? We have hit hundreds of targets in Iran, including Revolutionary Guard facilities, Iranian air defense systems. Just now, it was announced that we knocked out 9 ships plus their naval building, all in a matter of literally minutes.
In a post on X, CENTCOM said they destroyed the headquarters of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, saying a large-scale strike had cut off the head of the snake.
The Iranian Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, killed more than 1,000 Americans over the past 47 years. Yesterday, a large-scale U.S. strike cut off the head of the snake. America has the most powerful military on Earth, and the IRGC no longer has a headquarters.
Meanwhile, speaking to The Atlantic magazine, Trump said the country's new leadership wants to talk with him and that he plans to do so.
They want to talk, and I have agreed to talk, so I will be talking to them. They should have given what was very practical and easy to do sooner. They waited too long. Most of those people are gone. Some of the people we were dealing with are gone because that was a big hit.
Earlier on March 1st, Iran announced a 3-member interim leadership council to run the government in the wake of Khamenei's killing. It includes President Masoud Pezeshkian, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, Gholam Hossein Mohseni Ejei, and a member of the Guardian Council, Ayatollah Alireza Arafi, Secretary of the Supreme National Security Council of Iran, Ali Larijani, who is considered as the power broker in Iran, in Khamenei's absence, in a post on X.
Trump plunged the region into chaos with his delusional fantasies and now fears more American troop casualties. With his delusional actions, he turned his self-made America First slogan into Israel First and sacrificed American soldiers for Israel's power-hungry ambitions.
Trump acknowledged that some of the negotiators involved in the talks with the US had since been killed. Some analysts have argued that Iran's new leadership will likely be wary of engaging with the Trump administration, given its track record. The US also launched attacks alongside Israel during US-Iran negotiations in June last year. The new leadership could instead pursue a protracted conflict that could be politically damaging for Trump, some experts have said.